I think coming out needs to be done like in your own time and on your own terms. And
when you feel safe and supported doing it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it isn't something that you should rush. But I feel like it's always going to be better on the other side than you like think it's going to be.
When I was 17, I fell in love. We had anniversaries each month.
Married life is good.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on tour like for most of our marriage so far.
And for a good portion of it, we were sharing a room with Zoe.
Yeah, so all of us are enjoying the marriage.
We had a 3-day honeymoon, and then I think the next day we flew to LA, and it's been like non-stop ever since.
We'll have a proper one day, probably in like 2022 or something. Bolin is fluent in 3 languages. Mine is not going to be impressive like that. It's like I was born with 3 thumbs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say though.
Really? Yeah.
I'm guessing like 2.
I had another thumb growing out the side of this thumb, and it had like its own nail, and Mum and Dad got it removed when I was like 1 or something, and the surgeon like didn't really do a very good job, and he wanted to have another attempt, but Mum and Dad were like, no, it doesn't need to look good, it just, as long as most of the thumb is gone.
It does what a thumb's meant to do.
Yeah, it's like pretty, sorry. We get asked a lot about what happens to the band, like with you being married, and like what if you break up? It's like, why? They're like, have you heard about Fleetwood Mac? I don't know.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So we came out, well, you kind of came out to a couple of friends like a month before we like had the conversation, and we're like, we're going to be together, we're going to come out. But it was in the middle of 2016, and we'd just been touring for our debut album in the US and in the UK as well. And while we were in the US, it was like Pride like happening. We like happened to be in the same city as
It was like following the Pride festivities around the country.
And there was the attack in Orlando, and it was like kind of just like a bunch of things like popping up that it felt like, I don't know, it felt like the universe kind of pushing us, being like, just like there were so many signs and things. And then we finally had the conversation. We were like, I want to be with you. And then we came home and came out to our families and friends, and then it kind of just naturally started to trickle through in our like social media and that sort of thing. And yeah, there wasn't really like a big reveal. It was just kind of like, I don't know, this is who we are. I feel like the main thing that I want people to take away from it, and it's kind of something that has like built up through the 3 albums, is the power of being yourself and letting yourself do things that you love, and I guess loving yourself. I think that's kind of the main thing, because I kind of, at the start of Cub Sport and through our first album, I think I like really struggled to understand who I am, and I was so scared about so many things, about my identity and like being in love with Sam. Like there are just so many things that I was just like pushing down, and I feel like through our second album I kind of got to a place of starting to accept myself and I guess facing some of those fears. And then this most recent album kind of feels like the first step like properly into the light, where it's like, this is who I am and I'm like happy with that. So our dogs are Missy and Evie, and Evie is 11 now, and
turning 12.
And Missy's 9 turning 10.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the same golden retriever mum, and we got them from a family friend. Dad gave their kids orthodontic treatment in exchange for the puppies. That's how we got them, and they're just like real life angels. I don't really have any other way to put it.
Hey, we're Cub Sport. You're tuned into Ones to Watch, and that was our quick six.
He quit his job to spend the day with me. I was hiding, but I couldn't see.